Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Avery. I'm 25 years old and today's video is going to be a November budget recap. For November, the month was just not an amazing month. It wasn't the worst month I've ever had, but as far as spending goes, I really found myself getting stressed out about how much money I was spending. And I think part of it is just one, there's a lot of expenses right now that I'm having. In the sense that, like, since I've gotten a dog, it is costing me more money. I also have a lot of financial goals that I want to reach. Like, I want to invest more, I want to save more, I want to put more money towards my student loans. A lot of different things that cost money to do. The way YNAB is set up, I'm using the software You Need a Budget, and I'm specifically using the toolkit reports. There is a browser extension you can get called YNAB Toolkit, so I highly recommend that if you have YNAB. All that to be said, like, I'm really just feeling the squeeze financially when it comes to some of my financial decisions, and I'm kind of trying to come to terms with the fact that I can't do everything all the time, or else I will run out of money, or I just don't have as much money as I wish I did, which, story of everyone's life. It's not like I'm saying anything groundbreaking here. But yeah, let's get into how much money I actually spent in the month of November. So in the month of November, I spent $3,847.91. This is pretty high, and as you can tell when we get into it, we'll see why. For housing, which is usually my largest expense, I spent $672.50 on my rent. So that is my portion of rent. I live in a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, I don't know what you call it, a flat. It's like just a part of a house that's been split up into multiple apartments. I also spent $23.40 on household category. This is things like toilet paper, paper towels, so probably had to buy one of those things. I just don't remember what. Going back, I spent $669.71 on food. And this is probably not even fully accurate. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely some places where I can rein in my spending. What percentage of my budget was this? 17% of my total spending I spent on food this month. I spent $231.92 at the grocery store. Not too mad about that. I am trying Every Plate for December, so we'll see how that goes. It's a meal delivery service. But as far as my spending goes with this, I spent money at Whole Foods, spent money at Kroger. It looks like I just bought something and called it bread. Whole Foods again, Kroger, Target. These inflows into this category is money that my boyfriend sent me. I'm pretty sure it takes that out of the total before it calculates it. So $232 basically for groceries, which I was gone for 4 days of the month in November. I was in New York City, which, by the way, was really nice. I really enjoyed New York City. Would love to live there one day, but yeah. And then I spent $437.79 and dining out. Okay, so what did I spend money on? Moment of truth. I spent $13 at Subway, $6 at a coffee shop, $24 at Penn Station, $5 at Dairy Queen, $4 at Panera, $11 at Chipotle. And you can tell I'm just spending. I really, once you start spending money, it's so hard to rein it in. $7.50 at a bakery, $5.65 at Starbucks, $11.68 at Panera, $38 at a farmer's market, which I ended up categorizing as dining out because it wasn't really groceries or anything like that. $8 at a donut shop, $6 at Starbucks, $35 reloading my gift card app at Starbucks thinking I would spend less money. This was a big fail. I spent $16.92 at this Asian restaurant, did not like what I ordered, so I spent another $20 there getting something different, still didn't like it. I ended up taking the food home and giving it to my boyfriend, so it wasn't all for nothing, but it was $37 I could have not spent. $5 at Dairy Shed, $7.48 at Dairy Queen. Actually, this probably is still Dairy Queen. $11.66 at Raising Cane's, $1.79 on a coffee at a gas station, $13 at Chipotle, $7 at a coffee shop, $24 at a restaurant, $32 at Penn Station again, $6 at a bakery, $9 at a donut shop, $3 at Panera, almost $5 again at Starbucks, $7.48 at Dairy Queen, $7.78 at Taco Bell, $22 at a burger place, $5 at Starbucks, $5 at Starbucks, $5 at Starbucks, $10 at Starbucks, $12.67 on something that I didn't even title. I just called it dining out. $5 at Dairy Queen, $8.48 at Dairy Queen. I need to stop eating ice cream, let me tell you. $10 at Raising Cane's. So yeah, terrible month, terrible month at dining out. And honestly, that's not my entirety of my dining out spending, because I also went on a mini vacation. So I don't categorize the food I spend on vacation into food or dining out. I put it in the vacation category. So we will get to that. Moving on, one positive, and you could argue that maybe this should not be considered part of my total spending, maybe, for student loan payments and investments. So if I subtract those out, how much money did I actually spend? So $3,847.91 minus $632.45 minus $500. I spent $20. Subtracting out student loan payments and investments, they're considered spending in YNAB because they are expenses that it's money that flows out of your budget, so it is technically an expense in that sense. But you could argue like this wasn't actually bills, I guess. It just depends on, it's just a categorization thing, but you can do whatever you want. So subtracting out those, I spent $2,715.46. So still room for improvement there, definitely. Student loans is pretty straightforward. I put $632 towards my student loans. The reason I was able to do that is because in the month of October, I ended up making more money than I normally do, working some extra side jobs, so that was good. And that's where that money came from. Focus on now. $559.06. I actually spent $20 on my pet, or my dog, which, let's see here. So I had to put a deposit down at the groomer, and then I got an influx from my boyfriend because he sends me money each week there, and then $70 this was the groomer, so maybe I should update this. I go to the same place for grooming and the vet, but it's kind of confusing in my budget. And then I got another $50 from my boyfriend to help cover some of the cost of her expenses. We keep a sinking fund for my dog Cece, but our dog Cece, I guess. But it goes in my budget. So I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be doing an inflow into this category when I get this. Maybe I should be categorizing it more as like extra income. I don't know. I'll think that one through. Here was another budget fail. I ended up buying a 5-day pack to doggy daycare, but I have not used it. One, because I was kind of getting nervous. Cece is still small, so I don't really want to take her to a doggy daycare place if she's just not ready for that. She is kind of feisty, but I still don't want to put her in like a place that she doesn't want to be in for a long period of time. You know what I mean? I want to make sure she gets more comfortable, which to make her more comfortable, I've been taking her to these free doggy play dates at the daycare. They do it on Sundays. They do puppy play dates, so that's what I've been doing, which is free, but I kind of jumped the gun and already bought a 5-day session for that. So yeah, and also if you have a dog, you might have heard that there's some sort of respiratory virus going around with dogs right now that is similar to kennel cough, but it's not the same. So I'm not sure I'm even comfortable with taking her to doggy daycare right now. So yeah, kind of unfortunate because that's $115 I could have saved, at least in the short term, but it is what it is. So to vacation, I spent $424.06 on vacation. That's actually pretty good in my opinion for a trip to New York. My boyfriend ended up paying for the housing, like the hotel. So this was really just like my daily spending that I did there. So let's look at what I actually did. So a lot of these $2.90 transactions were using the metro or the subway station. Really liked the subway. I've never been to New York before, so it was definitely a different experience, but I felt like I was just teleporting. Like it felt like I just went down into this like I felt like I went down into the sewer or down into the tunnel, and then you would just get on this train that just shows up like pretty routinely. Of course, there was delays here and there, but like still, it just magically appears out of nowhere is how it feels. And then you get on it, and then you just take it to the next place. And when you get off of it and go up the stairs, by the way, there's so many stairs in a subway station. Oh my god, my legs were just beat by the end of it. You come up the stairs, and you're just in a completely different location. I'm like, oh, I feel like it would be so cool just as like something to do for a day in New York is to just get on the subway station without really paying attention. Like have a general direction, of course, but not have like a specific location in mind, and then just get off at various stops and just look around and see what is happening in that area, because New York is such a different place into the relation of the rest of the United States that it's actually fun and interesting to explore, in my opinion. So yeah, lots of subway trips. I spent $46.57 at Italy, which is kind of like an Italian restaurant, grocery store, whatever. Honestly, just okay what I got. It was just a sandwich and it wasn't that good. I spent $235 at Broadway. I saw the Book of Mormon. Pretty funny, not what I expected. It was more vulgar than I expected, but I guess it came from the creators of South Park is what I was told, so interesting there. But this is the cost for 2 tickets, so I think eventually my boyfriend paid me back for one of the tickets. So $50 at ATM. This was to do tips. One, we wanted to eat at a cash only restaurant that a friend recommended, and that restaurant was just okay. And we also wanted to take out some money so we could tip the housekeepers or like the cleaners at the hotel. I spent money at 7-Eleven. Side note, I've never been to a 7-Eleven before. They don't have them in my area. More Metro. I spent $3.81 on like a can of pop at the MoMA. Did not like the MoMA that much. I think I just need a break from modern art museums. I've just been to so many at this point, and that they're kind of very similar. So yeah. Money at Walgreens. I spent $17.86 on coffee. I'm pretty sure I was paying for mine and Nathan, my boyfriend's stuff. $18 at Leo's Bagels. I really liked this place. We stayed in the financial district, by the way, so close to Wall Street. We were in Manhattan. More money on coffee. $20.75 at Joe's Pizza. This is the pizza place that was in the Spider-Man movies, which I didn't know about it until we were in line. There was a long line, but it went quick. And the only reason I knew about it is because they had it written down everywhere. $56 on our MoMA tickets. It was kind of pricey for something that I felt like I'd just seen before. So the charges of everything went on my card, which is why we're seeing things like the hotel on here. Skipping past all of the subway trips, which seems like a lot, but this was for 2 people. Some money I did not categorize properly. I went to a bakery that was really good, had a really good cannoli in Little Italy. More money on coffee. $50 at George's Diner. Oh, that was actually really good. We went to a nice pasta place before the Book of Mormon, close to Broadway. Side note, did you it's crazy how long Broadway Street is. It just felt like it went on forever. That cost $130.88. This was pasta. I think we both got a pasta dish. I got a drink. He got Diet Coke. I got a dessert. That was good. And we also got like a Caesar salad. So all of that plus a tip totaled almost $131. More money at the subway station. Went to a bagel place in Brooklyn. So we visited Brooklyn. We visited Times Square. We visited the financial district, obviously. We went to, where was it? We flew out of LaGuardia, so I think that's in the Bronx or Queens. But yeah, we went around to a decent amount of places, and we went to Soho and did some shopping, or my boyfriend did some shopping. I didn't buy anything. Yeah, so we kind of had a good variety of places in New York. That was nice. I would love to go back one day. $8 at a coffee shop, $13 at a bakery, $20 at Chick-fil-A, $40 at Shake Shack. I will say I don't miss the prices of some things were definitely higher than where I'm from, but the price of other things, it was actually quite comparable or lower. $56 on airport parking from my hometown. I had to park my car and we ended up parking in a more expensive lot than we normally do, so that cost $56 or $14 a day. The rest of the hotel was charged, so it was about $1,000 for the hotel. And these last two transactions is just my boyfriend paying me back. So yes. Anyways, moving on, I spent $500. I sent $500 towards my Roth IRA. I want to max out my Roth IRA for this year, but I'm not anywhere near close. And the current trajectory I'm on, unless money just falls into my lap from that, just like unless it rains money into my house, there's no way I'm going to be able to max out my Roth IRA without making some sort of sacrifice somewhere. So yeah, but I was able to make a big contribution this month. I just had been slacking the rest of the year. So I know I have until April, so we'll see how much money I can shove into that account. Moving on, $381.34 on fun/spending. I spent $68 on health, beauty, and clothing. I bought a sweatshirt and I bought some stuff from Target for the trip. I don't remember exactly. It's just things like travel bottle sizes of things. So yeah, I spent $313.12 on fun. I don't even remember. I spent money at a bookstore, Patreon subscription. I saw the Taylor Swift Eras Tour film, which cost $29 for... I bought a ticket and a drink, so $29. $37.61 at Barnes & Noble. Oh, I spent $120 on 2 season ticket passes to the local college gymnastics team. So I'm going to be seeing that starting in January. So honestly, that wasn't really a bad price. It's like, so if it was $60 each, there's 5 games. It's like $12 a ticket. Not that bad. I categorized my spending at the New York bookstores into fun since it wasn't really vacation related. So I spent $45.56 at the Strand bookstore and $41 at a place called McNally Jackson's. I'd never heard of that one. $1 on the athletic subscription. This is like an athletic news website, and another $5 at Patreon. So yeah, not the worst, not the best. Health and fitness, $302.76. Let's take a look. $119 was my spend membership. I'm actually pretty consistent with spend currently. So I'm pretty proud of that. And then I spent $183.76 on medical. What did I buy? I had a medical bill come out that was $70 a month. I'm almost done with this bill. $13.20 on earwax removal kit. It's hard out here, you know. $25.34 on Target for probably some medical supplies, and then I spent $75 on Amazon for also medical supplies. So yeah, not the best month, but you know, it is things I had to buy. A category I did well in actually was transportation. I only spent $51.31 on gas this month, even less on gas. I only had one fill up of my tank, and that was $34.66. I spent a little bit on parking, and then I had to pay off a toll when I went to Pittsburgh a few months ago. I got a bill in the mail, so I paid that off for $14.40. Turnpike? I went on the Turnpike. Yeah, actually a really good month as far as transportation goes. I guess I just didn't drive that much, which is not a bad thing at all. $40.82 on subscriptions. I have a Canva subscription so I can make my YouTube thumbnails, and I spent $28 on just my usual subscriptions, which are Apple Care, Apple Storage, I don't know. I feel like I should cancel that. And almost $12 on Spotify. They raised their prices a month or two ago, I think. Utilities. I spent $37.31 on my phone. So pretty straightforward. And then I don't even know what this category is. Oh, is that the last category? So yeah, total is $3,847.91. Let's look at my income before we go. So my income, I got most of it from my full-time job and then an interest payment from my high yield savings account. So my total income for the month of November was $3,324.55, which actually means I was in the negative for the month. My net income was negative $523.36. So I spent more money than I brought in, which sounds bad, but if I look at October, I didn't film a video for October for my budget, but if I look at October, I brought in more income, $4,600, and my total expenses were less. They were $3,100. So I actually had a net positive in October for almost a little over $1,500. So all that to be said, it kind of just comes out in the wash. That being said, December is definitely shaping up to be a high spend month for a variety of reasons. I gotta make a cruise payment. I need to the dog gets spayed, and there was something else. Christmas. So Christmas is coming. But yeah, thank you all for watching. If you like this video, like it. It really helps on my channel. If you want to see more budgeting content, you can subscribe and stick around. Otherwise, let me know how you did for the month of November and how you expect December to be for you. I'm very interested to know if you guys also spent a ton of money like I did. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye now.